Sacred sister, take a very deep breath in with me and an audible exhale out. Because today's message from the heart of the mother is a reminder that you've already arrived. Welcome in, fellow mystic, child of creation, devotee of the Most High Mother, Father, God, steward of heaven on earth, seed of the stars. Today's message is calling for an end to healing loops and reminding you that you have already arrived. Let yourself just receive this for a moment. What would it feel like to exit the mental construct, the idea that there is more to heal, that there's more to do before you can rest in the present moment, before you can allow yourself to receive joy, love, pleasure, play, before you can be at peace and deeply, deeply surrender to the presence of the now moment? What would it be like to start in this very moment descending your awareness out of the mind, using your breath as a vehicle to start exhaling into the landscape of the body, to come to take a seat in the heart, to allow yourself to really settle into the throne of your womb, and to remember that you always have been, always are, and always will be enough, valuable, worthy, and that while there has been a tremendous amount of focus in recent years on alchemizing the shadow and taking responsibility for our unconscious content, which is so important on this journey. We're on this hierogamic journey towards inner union and communion with the divine. It can be very easy to fall into healing loops that originate in the mind, that there is more to heal, there's more to integrate as an idea. Now, that's not to suggest that we will never have to do any integration work again. We are both divine and human, so there will always be aspects of our humanity that we need to tend to. But what tends to happen is once we start this process of becoming conscious of the shadow and the light, the mind creates an identity around being the one that needs to be healed, that needs to keep seeking healing, integration. There is a fundamental lack of wholeness here, which actually then immediately and consistently takes us out of the union that is already here, that always has been here. Now, a lot of spiritual teachings point to this and say, be here now, that this is the most fundamental experience of union with the divine. It is full presence with what's already here, full acceptance and embrace of what's already here. One of the issues that can come with this teaching is if we actually haven't gone through an integration process of the parts of us that don't feel peace, the parts of us that actually are in pain, we can't truly embody the peace of the now moment. And so coming into the present and, trying not to seek out healing and just being here in our wholeness is not a direct experience. It becomes a construct that we attach to. And we can actually bypass the necessary integration and healing that needs to happen at the level of the body, the somatic, the psychological, the emotional even. But I'm speaking to a collective that is diligent with that integration process and has been mindfully, dutifully attending to the parts that have been unconscious and have needed to be embraced and haven't felt at peace and have felt deep terror and fear and guilt and shame. And this is your reminder today that if you've been in a healing loop, if you've been struggling to Give yourself permission to rest in presence and reap the rewards of all this integration work you've been doing. This is your moment right now to drop that construct and let yourself actually experience the peace that's already here. Because perhaps, or because of this healing loop, perhaps you've not really allowed yourself to recognize that there actually is great peace here now, where once there was an undercurrent of chaos, that there actually is a great capacity to be present where perhaps there once was a lot of distraction and a sense of feeling unsettled in the now moment. That there is actually a sense of contentment and fulfillment and wholeness here, where perhaps there once was a sense that something is fundamentally wrong and needs to be fixed. Give yourself permission to reap and receive all of the integration work, all of the work you've been doing in order to truly embody this wholeness. Not just remember it as a construct, but actually experience it directly. I think you'll find that you've already arrived at the place that for so long perhaps felt like a far-off destination, that you have actually landed at the very place that the spiritual seeker strives for. It's here, not just as a construct, but as an embodiment, because of the level of work and self-accountability, diligence and awareness you've been bringing to your psychosomatic, emotional, spiritual experience. It's time to end the healing loops. It's time to recognize the wholeness that is here, that is finally accessible with conscious awareness, that we can feel and sense and directly taste and touch and experience, that these layers that have been obscuring this have been removed, they've been peeled back. And of course, there will always be more, as life is infinite and vast in its expressions of creation. There's always going to be more of us to experience and to meet and to embrace and integrate. And yet that is an experience that is true, and so is also the experience of a deeper, innate, fundamental sense of wholeness that you can now recognize within yourself. The human and the divine, compassion and embracing of both. Sending you so much love, celebration of your journey. There is a great sense of victory present, that the angelic realms, our teams in spirit, the Most High Supreme Authorities and Mother, Father, God, there is such an embrace of love and veneration that this level of wholeness is being reestablished on earth. Thank you. Thank you. Let yourself receive the harvest of your tireless devotion to alchemy now. End the healing loops. You're already here. You've already arrived. Take a deep breath into that, all the way down through the heart, into the belly. Audible exhale out. Let the mind rest now. Let yourself be here. Let yourself experience it. And I'll see you again in the next transmission.